thank you for staying tuned. Now, Molly, this is what our next recipe is all about, correct?
Absolutely.
It nearly seems too simplistic, but it's all about the flavour, yeah?
It is about the flavour.
Now tell us about these lentils, Molly, because I know that you were saying there are various types of lentils,
Yes.
correct? These seem
Yes,
very
correct.
tiny, very dark brown.
Yes, they're the French lentils. They're quite a dark and small, and they're quite they're intense when you eat them, and they're more flavoursome than the other lentils.
They're called the Depuy lentils.
Oui.
And of course the Italians have a version of that, the beautiful lentils from Castelluccio in Umbria, very, very famous, and they're similar to these in that they don't require any soaking.
That's
Whereas
correct.
a lot of the other lentils you've got to actually soak overnight.
That's correct. There's no soaking in the lentils. In these particular lentils, you just wash them, drain them, and then you add them to your vegetables.
Fantastic. Okay, stay tuned.
Now the first thing that we do is we saute onion and oil. While that is sauteing, I will dice up some potatoes and some carrot, which I've peeled and cleaned already. And we're going to chop up some celery as well. Celery is quite flavoursome. Now the onions are ready, they're transparent, and then we add the chopped celery, carrot and potato. We give it a bit of a stir and make sure it's all coated with the olive oil and the sautéed onion, and we saute everything together for about 10 minutes, just making sure that it's all the onion and the oil is stirred through the vegetables. These are the French lentils that I'm using. As you can see, they're very tiny, and they're a very dark colour and tiny, but they are very flavoursome and quite intense. So you give them a quick rinse in cold water. Now the vegetables are ready. They've been sautéing for 10-15 minutes, and we've got the oil, the onion, the carrot, the potato and the celery, and it's ready. I'm now going to add the lentils, which have been washed and rinsed now. So I'm going to add the lentils. Now that I've added the lentils, give them a good stir. Now I'm going to add 2 tablespoons of gourmet stock. Now you can make your stock yourself. You can make vegetable stock if you wish, but I'm using gourmet stock for convenience. So 2 tablespoons of gourmet stock. And then we add water. Now it depends how liquidy you want, whether you want this as a condensed dish or whether you want it as more of a soup dish. So I've added a jug. I'm going to add a bit more. So cover the vegetables and the lentils quite well, because the water will evaporate a little. Now when you've done that, give it another stir. Now I've added the gourmet stock, the water, and I'd like to also season it with some pepper. So just grate some pepper through it. Now it's up to you whether you want to use some salt. I don't, because the stock is salty enough, but I do like to add a little extra pepper. Then we give it a stir. Put the lid on and wait for it to boil, and then we turn it down to low and let it simmer for about 2.5 hours.
Molly, it smells divine. How long has that been cooking for?
That's the secret. This is a quick dish to prepare. However, I cook it slowly for 2 to 2.5 hours. And that's the secret.
Beautiful. And those little lentils, look, they're all still intact. Beautiful. And how would you normally garnish this?
I would just sprinkle some either pickled in cheese or parmesan, and that's it.
Yes, because you've got lots of pecorino in your part of the world.
Absolutely.
And cheeses are another part of their diet, which is very, very important. Can I taste? That's fantastic. All the flavours of Italy are in that one dish. Now stay tuned, and when we come back, we'll have one more recipe for you.